Hey everyone, welcome to Switchback Off-Road. My name is Ben, and today I want to take you guys around our 2024 Jeep Gladiator Rubicon X. It's come a long ways in a short amount of time. We just got it in May, but just being in a hurry to get ready to go out west in July, didn't get to go into depth on the mods we were doing, and so I want to do that today. So I'm gonna start right here up front with the tires. She's actually on her third set of tires. When we went to Colorado, we had my Milestar Patagonia MTs, the first generation of them on it, and I had just swapped them off my Wrangler just for the trip because I couldn't afford to do wheels and tires at the same time that we did the lift. It was all just in a hurry, swap everything and go. And so another thing I want to talk about in this video is the fact that we are on a budget, and so how we're doing that, how we're slowly making improvements and changing things here and there. One benefit is that in building my 2012 Jeep Wrangler, I know how I want things and I'm able to do it right the first time, and I'm hoping that I can share that with you guys. So the second set of tires we put on this was the Patagonia MT02s. They were great. I didn't have any complaints about them, but this vehicle is on the road a lot. We decided to swap over to the Patagonia XTs, and they have been incredible. I love them. They're quiet. I went from a 38 to a 37 to get a little bit extra fuel mileage, but here's the main thing, and I could not be more appreciative. We have had the support of our friends Matt and Kara, who have given us great deals on some of our parts as they're getting them in and moving on to bigger and better things. And so I'm just really blessed. That's the main way we've been able to build this, for one, as newlyweds, and for two, as quickly as we have done it. So the Milestar Patagonia XTs have done fantastic. I've got them paired up with my TerraFlex Nomad wheels. I talked about those in our last video, which was the Moreflate air compressor video. They're phenomenal. I love that I get to just show up at the trail, twist the knob, and they go down to my set PSI. What's holding all of this up is a Clayton 3.5-inch Overland Plus lift kit. And how we did this is I bought the Ride Right Overland Plus kit. The Overland Plus kit has different joints in the control arms. It doesn't have the full-on flex joints. It just has factory-style bushing joints instead of Heim joints is the word I was looking for. And I went with that because they're maintenance-free. You know, being in an apartment, I don't have access to a lot of tools, and so having as much maintenance-free stuff as I could was what I was going for. So like I said, it's a 3.5-inch lift, and it rides great. It's allowed us to run the 38s, now 37s. It gave us plenty of clearance with all the weight that we had on the Jeep out in Colorado. We had a tent, we had a truck bed full of stuff. No issues with it, did not sag at all. And I've got it paired with a set of Bilstein 5100s, and that is a fairly budget-friendly shock. It's probably the most affordable shock on the market at $98 per shock. And I gotta say, they've done everything I've asked them to. There's not a ton of body roll on the road. They did great out on the trail, soaking up things. I'll tell you, if you've seen the Colorado videos, we came down with a stomach bug one day, and we were on the backside of Imogene Pass going back toward Ouray, and man, we flew down backside of that pass like this Jeep was a side-by-side. We were just ready to be off the trail. We kept having to stop, go to the bathroom. Ton of details I don't need to go into there, but the Bilstein 5100s absolutely killed it. I was super impressed, so can't recommend that enough. Now, the Ride Right kit only comes with the front upper control arms, and that's to correct your front axle geometry, and that's super important for steering. So since that came with that, I really wanted to go ahead and just complete the front while we were putting the kit on, and I'll try to put some pictures in there of us putting it on right here in the corner. And what I went ahead and did was purchase the front lower control arms as well. I was like, I've already got it, you know, disassembled. I'll go ahead and do it. I'll make the factory rear ones work just for the Colorado trip. Now moving back, we have slowly begun replacing the rear control arms. They're the last thing in the full scheme of things as far as a lift kit goes that you would want to replace. I replaced the rear uppers so I could correct that rear axle geometry. Also, the bushings in the factory control arms had already started to wear out, and so that was no good. We put that rear upper on, corrected that geometry. It's riding great already, and the last step that we'll have is to just replace that final lower rear control arm. Back up front, you're going to see behind me that we're running the KC Gravity Pro 6 light bar, and this is, again, it's one of those things that our friends Matt and Kara blessed us with, and that's the only way we're able to run that. Now, a couple things I did do to the light bar as soon as we got it. When we got it, it had the Generation 1 lights in it. A couple of the lights were flickering in and out, and so I went ahead and ordered 6 new replacements because 2 of them had already been replaced with the Gen 2 lights, and so I went ahead and finished that off up top. What that allowed me to do was to buy some of KC's brackets that have the stud mounts on them, and I took a couple of the old lights that were working good and I made some A-pillar lights, and that worked out great. Now, about 3 weeks ago, I had all my stuff taken off the bed, the rooftop tent was gone, and I asked one of my friends who was a manager at a car wash, I said, hey, will this fit in the car wash with the light bar on while I have the rack off? I'm trying to clean up the bed, all those things. He said, yeah, we'll just retract that top brush. It'll be no issue. And so, you know, trusting him that he knew what he was talking about, we went on down there and he accidentally clicked the wrong button. It did not retract the top brush correctly, and that roller came up the hood, up the windshield, and it cracked the Gen 1 brackets. Now, I was hoping to be able to upgrade to the Gen 2 eventually anyway, but that was definitely not how I planned on doing that. However, my friend is so good to me. He's a great guy, and he offered to replace those brackets. And so about $350 later, I'm now running the version 2 brackets, the version 2 ends, and the version 2 KC Highlights Gravity Pro 6 lights. So this thing is pretty much brand new. By the way, I have a good video idea. If you guys want to see it, let me know. I'm wanting to know if I can build this light bar for a fraction of the cost if I do the labor myself. All the parts are available on KC's website, and so I'm kind of wanting to do a comparison video. I'm toying with the idea. I'm curious, and so if that's something you're interested in, let me know. We might try to make that happen in a later video. You'll also notice that these are not the yellow logo KC light covers that KC sells. This is one of our favorite products so far. It's from Sticker Fab, and they just make stick-on vinyl covers for KC's shields, and you just stick them on there, and they look great. They're not a perfect color match to the Jeep, which I could have had done. I just didn't want to wait on that wait time, so I went ahead and ordered the closest thing they had, and they turned out great. I love them. Back up front, I want to talk about my bumper setup. Now, I have been envying this bumper for probably a good 2 years now. This is what Matt was running on his Gladiator. I loved it from the second that I saw it because it doesn't have an obnoxious bull bar that sticks out way too far and too high. It's got a great powder coating on it. And so when he got the opportunity to upgrade his bumper, he let me have this instead of him selling it. And so I'm super thankful that he let me do that. It came with the Baja Designs squadron lights, I believe they are. And then up top, I've got some amber Morimoto single bangers. And then I've got on the edge for my ditch lights, I've got the Morimoto 4 bangers, which Matt also gifted me. So thanks to Matt for letting me have this bumper. It looks incredible. And another thing, Open Road sent him a new winch, and so he handed that down to me as well. Again, cannot say thank you enough. And then I went ahead and added the Yankum Groove Fairlead. There's a lot of good reasons why you should run this Fairlead. I'm not going to go into that here. Obviously, there's going to be people that have their opinions on it. I'm not going to argue. You have your opinion, I have mine, and we'll leave that there. Now, going down a little bit lower, let's talk about steering. I have not upgraded any of the steering yet, but it is coming very soon because running bigger tires, stressing all those factory parts, they're going to give eventually, and we're already kind of starting to feel that a little bit on the road. You kind of get a little bit of that shimmy between 50 and 60 miles an hour, and so that's coming soon. I don't know what I'm going to go with yet. I have been really impressed with my Apex steering on my Wrangler, but I don't think I want to go with that on the Gladiator because the adjustability of it is not the most easy. It's got special rings that lock the tube into place. It's also all aluminum, so it's super expensive. But for this, I'm thinking I'm going to go with a Steer Smart setup. I love their stuff. I think I'm going to go with the sector shaft brace on my gearbox, and then I think I'm going to replace my Clayton track bar with their beefy monster track bar, and then I think I'm going to go with their front drag link and tie rod kit as well. And to top it all off, I'll probably go ahead and get their steering dampener. While I'm just getting all their stuff in, I'll throw it all in at once. So that's gonna be nice, coming very soon. Another thing we've done with our build is we added these Caution Canine stickers. Again, we're going with that canine theme, and so went with that right there. We've got some other ideas for the topper, but we're gonna have to wait and see how that kind of stuff plays out. But one cool thing about the stickers is they are reflective, and so at night you can see that bright white for Remy's name, and then the red lights up really nicely too. And then to top off the stickers right now, we have we have reflective tape, kind of like you'd see on a fire truck or police vehicle, and we also have that Caution Canine on our license plate surround as well. So really love how those turned out, and man, this thing just looks cool from behind, especially at night with, again, those two marker lights on the top of the OVS topper. This is the Overland Vehicle Systems Expedition Truck Cap, and we've had it for about a month, and I could not be more impressed with it. It is awesome. I do have one complaint so far. These latches, if they get water in them, and if it is cold outside, they will freeze, and they will not lock, they will not unlock, and so that's my only complaint so far. But this thing is awesome. It allows you to have access of your stuff right through the side. It's got these panels here for you to mount different things. I haven't figured out what I'm gonna do for the gull wings yet, but super impressed. My favorite mod on this, I did the second day we had it. I installed these marker lights in the corner because the OVS Expedition Cap for the Gladiator doesn't come with a third brake light, because the Gladiator has the third brake light built into the tailgate. Let's go on and open that up. Really loving this thing. If you saw the review video, you know it's got this great kind of honeycomb material to act as a security blanket. Right now I've just got some tools in here because we've got an install we're going to do in this video. But the bed right now is a clean slate. We've got some things we're planning for. We just have not had the financial opportunity to do it yet. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. Again, I'll go ahead and open up this side just so you can see. If you didn't watch that video, I'd say the only downside is probably the fact that you have to assemble it yourself. But if you're like me, I love that. I grew up playing with Legos, and so I just feel like a kid when I'm getting to be out in the parking lot for us. Out in the parking lot, just getting to play with toys and build things for the Jeep. It's awesome. I went ahead and added these Rebel Off-Road trail rails. I'm representing. They sent me an awesome shirt with it, so I'm representing them right now. Super strong. However, Overland Vehicle Systems website does have one inconsistency on it, talking about their cap, and it is that you might have to remove the bed rail. I don't know if you have to remove the factory bed rail or if only certain ones work, but I was able to retain mine, and that's going to be nice because I've got some super cool plans for mounting some things between here and here. We're hoping to do like a shelf system. That's going to be really awesome. If you got questions about the Expedition cap, feel free to let me know. It's super nice. Like I said, love the marker lights. They look great going down the road, so if you want to do that, recommend that. But the stainless steel is tough to drill into, just a forewarning. But this is cool. It's got a vent in the front to kind of help equalize the pressure in here, just like our vehicles have a vent on the back of them to help with pressurization with the HVAC system. And yeah, super happy with the truck top. It's flush. The body lines look great. Could not be more happy with it. So sadly, we only have one mod in the interior so far, and it is our Oxbeam 8-gang switch panel, and I've got that sat right up next to my rear view mirror. It's super clean, it's out of the way, and it's way easier to reach right here than it is to the factory aux switches. But I do have some plans for those, for some items that we need power for that we won't use as often, and accessibility is not really an issue. But let's get to that mod that I'm talking about. So I kind of may have done a thing. Ever since I held a 392 steering wheel, I have wanted one. The Mojave has the same one, and so I have finally gotten one. And so, while the nice leather Rubicon one is great and all, it's not 392. And if I can't have a 392, then I'll just have a 392 steering wheel. So I'm not going to go in depth on how to remove this steering wheel. There's plenty of videos out there for you. It's pretty much the same. Pretty sure it's the same on all 2018 and up Wranglers and Gladiators. So if you need to know how to do that, you're welcome to go check out another video. One thumb stab later, got the horn out. Once you get that off, you need a 24 millimeter, and I'm just going to zip it off. Voila. Now, this being a brand new vehicle, this should technically come right off like butter. And there's our Rubicon steering wheel. Here's our 392 steering wheel, and you can see the difference. The 392 is a little bit thicker. It's got the perforated leather. I think our Rubicon steering wheel might be a little dirty because this one looks newer. All right. It's getting dark on us, but anyway, we're back together again. Everything went smoothly. Gosh, it feels amazing already. Let's get this in. Let's get this video wrapped up and let's get out of here. All right, guys, so it is actually the next day. We're in a completely different location, different outfits, but don't worry about any of that. It got dark on us last night, and so we're finishing up this video here. Take a look at the 392 steering wheel in here. It turned out great. I love it. We did learn some things about it. I'm going to turn this dinger off. We did learn some things about it installing it, and so I actually am going to have another video coming out on that here real soon, because there were some things that I didn't know that I wish I would have. But it does look great. It feels great just in the hands. All of our functions work, but there are a couple more details that I didn't know about before we installed it. And so I've got some parts coming in to fix some of those issues, and we'll do a whole in-depth video if you're wanting to add a 392 steering wheel to your Jeep Wrangler or Gladiator. So thank you guys so much. I think that's going to do it for this walk around video of the Gladiator. Man, I just love this thing. It is awesome. If you're on the fence about getting one, do it. If you've driven a Wrangler, especially a 2018 or up, they've gotten so much better. Just the drivability, fuel economy is so much better. It's still a Jeep, so you know it's not going to get 20 to 30 unless you get the diesel option. But the Gladiators, I have to just say, ride so dang smooth because of the longer wheelbase, and even just having stock gearing with the 8-speed transmission that they swapped to in 2018 just is so much nicer than the 5-speed in what the JKs previously had. And so, man, I love this thing. If you guys have any questions about any of the things that we've done, or if you need advice on how to do something, please let me know in the comments. I usually try to answer those as best as I can. And yeah, I really appreciate you guys checking out the video, and I hope you give us a like, and I hope you'll subscribe and follow us along. We are posting more on Instagram, and so if you want to get to know us, you need to ask questions, feel free to go check us out, Switchback Offroad on Instagram. We'd love to see you over there. But thanks again for watching. We hope to see you on the next one. Bye.